So we have to be right 100% of the time in the way we police this city. Suspects like this have to be right once. They don't have to work very hard to do cowardly acts like this, to snipe at our officers from elevated positions and to ambush them from secreted positions around corners. All that hard work is not for naught. This city has shown great support for this police department. This mayor and council and city manager's office have supported this department and these officers, and we expect that to continue. And this community, I'm born and raised here. Dallas is a great city. Our officers will continue to put themselves in harm's way to protect these great citizens. So it's worthwhile.
I want to brag just for a second, if anybody hasn't heard us say this. This police department trained in de-escalation far before cities across America did it. We are one of the premier community policing cities in the country. And this year, we have the fewest police officer-related shootings than any large city in America. So we are working hard to improve, and there's always room for improvement. But we are best in class, we feel.
Well said. Talking to suspects, for the people in Dallas watching at home, are you confident that the threat is now over?
No, I'm not going to be satisfied until we've turned over every stone. We've got some level that this one suspect did do some of the shooting, but we're not satisfied that we've exhausted every lead. And we're not going to be satisfied till every lead is exhausted. So if there's someone out there that was associated with this, we will find you, and we will prosecute you, and we will bring you to justice.
As of right now, it's a total of 4 suspects?
We're not counting or expanding on who or how many. We're going to keep these suspects guessing.
Chief, can you talk about I know your first focus right now is on the officers and the investigation, but can you or the mayor talk about the impact this will have on the way protests or demonstrations are conducted in the city of Dallas?
Well, I'm going to let Chief Brown make any strategic decisions. But I think it's important for citizens to realize that we want to give everybody their freedom of speech. We've been through several protests in the last 5 or 6 years, and they've all gone in a safe manner. But the chief makes decisions at times that people could be critical of. Do you escalate it too much? Do you put too much body armor on? If we're all being critical of those things, just think about today. This is what you're risking if you don't do it right. And so from a policy standpoint, we believe in the right to protest peacefully, and these were peaceful protests till this happened. But we also have to believe in keeping our police officers safe. And I know I'm going to redouble my efforts on that.
You're listening to a news conference live from City Hall in Dallas. Mayor Mike Rawlings and Police Chief David Brown about the shootings last night. 5 officers killed, 7 officers hurt.
I just want to expand on the mayor's comments. Police officers are guardians of this great democracy. The freedom to protest, the freedom of speech, the freedom for expression. All freedoms we fight for with our lives. It's what makes us who we are as Americans. And so we risk our lives for those rights. And so we won't militarize our policing standards, but we will do it in a much safer way every time, like we chose to do it this time. We had an adequate amount of officers at this scene, and we were blocking traffic and doing all the things to protect people's right to protest. and their free speech. We are not going to let a coward who would ambush police officers change our democracy. We're not going to do it. Our city, our country is better than that.
Just as a follow-up, in terms of motivation, was there any thought that this came in direct response from the Minnesota shooting, or what else?
Can you say at all whether this is someone who was having some mental stability problems and just looking for an opening to react, or is this something more organized? Can you talk about that at all?
All of those questions would just be speculation to answer. We can't get into the head of a person that would do something like this. We negotiated with this person. They seemed lucid during the negotiation. He wanted to kill officers. And he expressed killing white people. He expressed killing white officers. He expressed anger for Black Lives Matter. None of that makes sense. None of that is a reason or legitimate reason to do harm to anyone. So the rest of it would just be speculating on what his motivations were. We just know what he said. That's what he said to our negotiators.
Hey guys, thank you. We still have a lot of work to do. We're gonna take
All right,
off.
that was Dallas Mayor Mike Rawlings and Chief David Brown.